Hi there, this is Loy from loymachedo.com and whoisloymachedo.com. Today is the 13th of April 2014 at 10:43 in the evening. Now I got 3 or 4 questions. One is about playing cricket and choosing his or her dream. Another one is wanting to be a photographer. Another one is problem with the parents. Another one is choosing a career in terms of marketing. And finally the question is about an identity crisis. So I'll be, merging all these questions together. And lastly, I have another one which is about psychological problems. Okay, so I'm going to address all these questions once and for all. Okay, so these are questions from students, and students, I want you to know a disclaimer. I am not a certified medical practitioner. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a psychiatrist. Only a guy who gives his opinion. So I always recommend you take another opinion from someone who's an expert. Always go for qualified people. So anyway, you have written to me, so I'll answer it. The first one, Mr. A. I don't want to take his name. So he says, I play cricket for the UAE. Very good. Okay, very proud of you. And it's my real passion. That's very nice. I am a science stream student and I really don't know what the hell am I doing with my life. Well, guess what? Nobody knows what they're doing with their life. Even me, at this point of my life, I keep asking myself, what's the point of all this? Because I keep getting up in the morning, I keep doing my work, I go to the gym, I meet clients, I get money, I pay my bills. So everyone is asking the same question, what are we doing with our lives? So there's no answer to this unless, of course, you're Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, or some successful guy who knows what's the meaning in his life. So we all are trying to find the meaning to our lives. I'm a school topper too. Well, that's nice. You're good in sports, you're good in studies. What more do you need? But I can't really decide to stick to sports or just study or become an engineer. Now, you need to understand this, that if you're talking about sports in Dubai, it's very, very limited. Now, if you are thinking of sports as a full-time profession, you need to be in India, where sports or cricket specifically is taken very seriously. You need to really work hard to qualify and be selected by the cricket governing body. For that, you'll have to, get an admission in a cricketing institute where they select people to represent India. Otherwise, I don't recommend you moving into cricket because it's very easy to say that you'll play for the Indian cricket team. Right now, you should be there and not here if you're thinking of getting into cricket. However, if you're talking about studies, studies is not all that fun. However, studies is important. And I would recommend, if you're good in studies, get an admission in IIT or IIMs, one of the top institutes in the world that is in India, or move to Stanford or Harvard Business School. Get yourself something that is world class and build your career. So if you need to choose, I would honestly recommend, if you're moving into cricket, you need to be in India in one of the governing bodies or cricket institutes that help or select people to move into the cricketing team for the country. Otherwise, you're wasting your time. And if you're thinking of studies, which is a more practical and realistic solution, I would say that you need to get yourself in the world's best institute. Don't waste your time and your life. Okay, so that's Mr. A. Now, Mr. P. Mr. P says, hi Loy, I am a photographer. I want some tips to make my resume portfolio for my work. Well, Mr. P, what you need to do is get in touch with a professional photographer. Ask him or her how does he or she create his or her own portfolio. But one thing what I would like to tell you is the words of one of my friends. Can't get his name right now. What he said was Paul Aiken Photography. What he said was something beautiful. He said that I may not be the best photographer in the business, but I'm definitely a fantastic businessman. So you need to understand that photography is a business, not just a passion. So if you're looking at getting yourself big and having a career in photography, you need to focus on the business side of things. So ask a professional photographer, how does he do it? But more than that, learn the art of marketing and selling your services, because that is more important than just being a talented photographer. So keep both of them in mind, talent as well as business. And if you need more tips, I suggest get in touch with a professional photographer who can guide you. Okay, there are a couple of them. One is Joe Alexander and one is Jason Almeida. Both of them are in the A+ group, so you can get in touch with them. Or get in touch with Epic Emirates Photography Club, which is there in UAE. That's what I recommend. Okay. Next one, Mr. W. Okay, Mr. W writes, or Miss W, I don't know. My parents don't send me, oh, it's Miss W. Okay, my parents don't send me for hangouts with my friends. Okay, why? What should I do? I mean, they do not send me, they do send me to nearby places. It's not because they are scared. They do send me, but they don't send me. What should I do? Okay, see, sweetheart, the thing about, I presume your parents must be Asian, especially specifically Indian, or maybe Pakistani, because Pakistani, Bangladesh, they're kind of conservative. So the reason why they don't want to send you is because they have these premonitions or this belief system that girls should be locked up in the house, and when the girl grows big, she should get married so that the name in society does not get spoiled. They have these narrow-minded village kind of upbringing and thinking, and they fail to realize that you are being brought up in a semi-cosmopolitan city, which the culture is different. So they are trying to be villagers in a modern city. So what can you do? You can't do anything because your parents are paying your bills, nobody else is paying your bills, so you need to listen to whatever they say. However, the only solution I can recommend is whenever you go out, have the best time of your life, because I think you put it somewhere that you are only 15. So being 15, there's still a long way off. Another solution is try to get part-time jobs, so at least you can go out and get some experience. Okay. But in this era, apparently everyone's parents do not let their children out. That is a very generic statement, which is not correct. I mean, even the 7th graders hang out, and me being a 10th grader, I'm just like, okay, fine. See, the thing is, you can't compare your parents to someone else's parents because parents are unique. I know that it is not fair. I know that it is really terrible because I went through the same thing, but trust me, you can't do anything about it. You just have to go with the flow and do the best of what you can and stop being frustrated because it does not help. Okay, so let me drink a little water. So question number 3, Aza. Okay, this guy is, okay, Loy, I'm a student from IHS grade 12 and wanted some advice. I love marketing and want to pursue a career in marketing, but since your field is marketing related, I want some adult advice from you. Thank you. Okay, I don't want to waste your time on all this, but if you have time, please suggest some colleges you think is good for this field. Okay, now you need to understand that marketing is, as a subject, you can learn from any college in the world. Okay, it's not necessary that you have to be going to a particular college. However, if you ask me, if you go to the world's best, like IIT, IIM, Stanford, or some worthwhile college in US, really big, it would have some weightage on your credentials. However, if you're talking about ordinary colleges, then it doesn't matter which college you go to. As far as I'm concerned, marketing is something that you gain from experience, from reading books. Books like you need to read books on Al Rice, you need to read books by Seth Godin, which is lately seems to be, he is the most happening thing in the marketing world. You need to read books on marketing, which is best-selling books on Amazon.com, which will really help you. Just studying is not going to help you enough. Okay, it can be in Dubai or in India. Dubai is overpriced. India is good, but provided you go to a really, really, really good college. Others no. I have started looking for them myself, but I still wanted to hear from you. My opinion is, if you ask me, go overseas. First preference, somewhere reputed. The second one is India. Last option is Dubai. I really feel bad that I'm asking you for such a thing. You don't need to feel bad, but I felt you're the best person to ask. Thank you very much. And if you're busy, then no issues. Thanks in advance. Well, I hope I have answered your question. And one more thing. By the way, my subjects are accounts, business, economics. See, what you need to do is you need to read a lot of books. You need to read books by Kai Kawasaki, Tom Peters, then John Maxwell. You need to read Harvard Business Review publications. You need to read Fortune magazine. You need to read a lot of these books so you get an understanding of what is happening in the market, not just school books. So the more you read, the better you get, and that's what I do, and this is what I would suggest. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. Okay, coming to the next one. This is Mr. A. Okay, Mr. A, I'm basically a boy from Mumbai. Well, sure, I'll do that. I've completed my 10th from Mumbai, and I wanted to pursue engineering. So in order to get good IIT coaching, I shifted my place to Bhilai in Chhattisgarh. Okay, I wanted CBSE 11th and 12th Bansal classes, quota 1, whatever. Okay, and my mom basically belongs to Bhilai. Okay, so my uncles and grandfather and everyone here is in Bhilai. Okay, good. I've completed my 12th, 11th, and education is completely all right. But here, being in Bhilai, I feel I'm lost. I feel I've lost my true identity. Now listen, your true identity doesn't come from which place you are. That doesn't mean if I'm in Dubai today and if I move to India, I'm nobody. I'm still Loy Machedo. I'll be Loy Machedo anywhere I go. So the reason why you feel maybe like that is because you're alone, your friends are not there, or you're not enjoying the pleasures and the luxury that you used to enjoy. So it's normal and natural. When the Gulf War took place in the late 80s, I think 90s, sorry. I was in 8th standard and we had to shift to India all of a sudden to Bombay. And I really felt totally out of place because I was in Dubai for so many years. It took me at least 3 months to settle down. So give it time, you'll settle down. I feel alone, no good people to be friends with. It takes time. It takes time. Give yourself time. I know how the last year was like and I don't want to be here anymore. Listen, if you want to be successful in life, you need to adjust. Adjustment is the name of the game, not demanding change from the world. You need to adjust. If you adjust, you will succeed. Remember this, successful people always adjust no matter where they are. Moreover, people here at my home too, everyone tries to suppress me, a boy from Mumbai. I just don't like that. Okay. Where your parents and relatives are concerned who are trying to suppress you, I would recommend get yourself busy, stay away from them, and just keep yourself busy out of the house as much as possible, because if you remain in the house, they're going to chew your brain. So you have two problems. One is having friends outside. The other problem is ignoring the people who are inside. So two different things. And don't take so much of pressure. There's no point in purpose. Okay. I just hate being here. I feel like killing myself. Ha! Now, if you're going to kill yourself for such a stupid thing, because of pressure that you put on yourself, it's stupid. Stop doing that, okay? It's not the end of the world. There are many other things in life apart from this, okay? I'm lost. Please help me, sir, okay? I'm helping you, giving you the advice. You just need to make a couple of good friends. Look outside. Keep yourself busy. The internet is there. Make new friends. I mean, there are solutions. Look at solutions. Stop getting frustrated. Use your mind coolly, calmly, and in a proper manner. Okay? It's not the end of the world. Remember this. People are going through a lot more difficult problems than this. This is not the only or the biggest problem on the planet. So please think clearly. Okay? And if you want, write to me. We will talk. Okay? So this is Mr. A from Mumbai. Next one. Okay, and the last one. Okay, Mr. or Miss F. I want you to help me for something if you don't mind. I want advice from you. Okay, go ahead. I feel so alone and numb. I feel isolated all the time. Okay, I feel very much uncomfortable in terms of social events or crowds, which is normal. Some of us do. Even I don't like crowds. I feel like I'm having a psychological problem. Okay, this is not good because of some things happening to me. I suffer from sarcoidosis. And doctors say it's a skin problem related to stress. Okay, I'll have to Google that. But if you suffer from a psychological problem, okay, I suggest you need to go to a psychologist and you need to ask someone who's medically certified to give you advice. Okay, I have a problem of forgetting things fast. Happens to some people, especially who can't take stress and pressure. During my examination, I forget everything I learned. I don't even remember the basics of the portions. Even my teachers complain to me that I can do better. Okay, there are times when I stand somewhere and forget where I'm standing or where I was going. I always try to self-harm in every possible way. Okay, now this is becoming serious. You seem to have a memory that keeps forgetting. Then you seem to have a problem where you take too much of pressure on yourself. And then you have a problem where you're trying to harm yourself. I even have a woman speaking inside my head at times of extreme loneliness. See, we all have somebody speaking to us when we are lonely. Even I have someone I talk to myself. It's normal. Okay? But she abuses me all the time. Tells me that I'm not worthy of living, I better die, I don't feel love. And if anyone else shows, I think it's fake. Okay, now, if you really have a psychological problem, which I believe you are genuine, I think you need to meet a certified psychologist or a psychiatrist. Don't try asking people who, just random people, because they can give you lots of advice and it may not be the best way. I suggest go and meet someone who is truly qualified to guide you through this. You need to meet a psychologist or a psychiatrist. And it's nothing bad. I went to a psychiatrist and psychologist for 1 year just to find out more about myself, to discover more about myself. Now, I don't trust anybody except my best friend whose name is something. She only sent me here to you because she thinks you can help me. Well, let me even tell you, I had a bitter past with unsupportive parents. Okay. So, sweetheart, what I recommend is get in touch with someone who's certified to guide you, because asking random people will only give you assumptions. What I'd suggest is, I don't think there's anything wrong with you because you're able to articulate your thoughts to me, which takes a cognitive mind, which takes a logical mind. So I suspect that you have a proper functioning brain. You have a mind that can think. I only think you need to cool down, you need to think clearly, and you need to get solutions to problems. That's it. So otherwise, I don't think there's anything wrong with you. So this is Loy from loymachedo.com and whoisloymachedo.com. Have any questions, send me an email. We'll be more than happy to answer. Goodbye for now. Bye, bye, bye.